Welcome back to Denver Beer and Oil. We got some stuff, got a good update. Lots of stuff going on in this car. I slacked for a little while. So, let's go over things that we've done here. Oh, that's
99 butterscotches.
Oh, I can't believe they're still going.
Oh, you're just going for it. Oh, okay. Okay, so.
It's like 10 in the morning.
Last you guys saw. Oh, it smells horrible.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Ooh, some water.
God. Anyway, last you guys saw, we had just gotten the turbo on and the manifold on, which is still more or less our status. However, I made a trip to our friends down at On Track Performance today and picked up some goodies. So, first and foremost, we got the V-bands. Boop. So, this little guy is gonna go right here. It's gonna be my downpipe. We got our little tapered flange here for the turbo to take it from a 4-inch V-band down to a 3-inch V-band. So we got that welded on. Brandon's already started on the exhaust.
I couldn't find water.
We got a downpipe going here. Once the V-band's on, that's gonna go down there and it's gonna be tigged up nice and pretty. The other major hurdle, and unfortunately, one of the more expensive things I've had to buy for this car is all these stupid fittings. Okay, whole set turbos, M12 by 1.5 fittings on the top, in case you guys are wondering. If you're doing junkyard stuff, bam, dash 4 to M12 by 1.5. Luckily, was able to source it locally.
Ooh, it's so restricted a little bit.
Yeah, I may not even actually have to drill this now that I'm looking at it. I may just return that restrictive orifice I bought, because here's the factory one. This is the factory whole set, quote unquote, restrictive orifice.
In theory, too, it would only.
And there's the new one. So,
yeah, that's
I think that we're gonna get away without having to run a restrictive orifice. This looks completely fine to me, to be honest. I may do it because I bought it and I think it was like 12 bucks, who cares, but. Alright, so we got the line that runs from this little guy down to there.
That should be fine when we're done.
So now we got a line connected to a turbo, that's exciting. Then we have more fancy stuff over here. Things that this car does not deserve at all. Fittings that cost more than the fucking car. I mean, more than the flip-flopping car. Hey, On Track Performance, if you want to sponsor us, we're shouting you out. You know,
we still got a sticker on the other car. It's been on there for a year.
It's true.
Just saying, you haven't given us anything yet except a sticker.
That's so true. So, okay, this is what I was originally gonna do. I may actually have to do this unless I go buy another one of those fittings. But anyway, so originally we were gonna go from the M12 by 1.5 to a 3/8 MPT, and then I've got a restrictive orifice that is really tiny that I was gonna drill out, but now that I see how big the one is on the whole set, I'm probably just gonna return these two and get another one of those adapters. And then this little guy goes on the end of this. And then we're gonna take, where's that little boy? Yep, this little boy.
Oh man, you have an elbow. Yours is much fancier than mine.
I know, dude. I got all the fancy stuff. So, all right, so we're gonna basically put this in place of the factory oil pressure switch, which is right here, which I no longer need or care about because whatever, you know, race car. So here we go. It runs from the back of the head. It's right under this cover. I'll install it while you guys aren't looking so you don't have to watch me do it, but boom, right there. That's what we're gonna be running. So looks like I gotta make another trip to On Track today to switch this fitting out, but other than that, we're good to go.
Okay, so a thing on this. There's a lot of hate in forums about running your oil feed from this engine from the oil pressure switch because it's really high and it's the last thing to get oil when the engine starts and all of these things. Just to be clear, turbos are pretty fucking durable, effing durable, pretty beeping durable.
Flippity flopping durable.
This is the first episode of us trying to censor ourselves.
Yeah, we're not very good at it, so it might work, it might not. We're trying to make more money off YouTube. I don't think it's gonna work. Anyway,
but we're not with that attitude.
So the turbo isn't even spinning when you first fire up your car because it needs exhaust gases to turn it. So the amount of like pumping that it gets, there's already oil pressure there before it starts. So all you people on the internet, they're like, oh, you can't get the oil feed from there. You got to get it from closer to the oil filter housing. Like, no, that's fine.
It's actually better that you do this because this is the very last path of the oil. It's at the very end of the oil channel inside of the block. So you're not going to be oil starving any of the components inside the block. You're getting the oil after it's already run through everything. And so yeah, maybe it's not quite as good for your turbo, but
Well, like I said, it's not even spinning. There's not even like pressure. It's not even pumping anything.
The other thing that people are gonna give us a lot of hate on that I'm going to do, and I don't care what you guys say about it, is I'm gonna run this directly into this for the drain. So this goes into the oil drain, right? M12 by 1.5 again, oil drain, barbed fitting, hose, turbo. So it's going straight into the oil drain plug fitting. And if you don't like it, bite my nuts, because I don't care.
Yeah, everybody says, oh, it's gonna stack up oil in the line.
So we can do a science experiment.
Fine.
I can visualize it for you later, but it only stacks to the level of the oil. And then after that, it drains in. So who cares? Anyway, so that's what we're doing for that.
Every single one of our other cars has this. They all work.
I also figured it would be fun to get a budget going here to see how much I actually have in this car, because it's going to be fun. So
That's a good idea.
paid $400 for the
I
car,
don't think we want to figure this out.
220 in fittings, 150 for a turbo, 400 for exhaust.
I don't want to know.
I don't want to know. I'm doing good.
Oh yeah, 400 for a manifold and wastegate. And then I just need a pump and injector. So we are in it. Let's see. 7, 0, 4, 6, 7, 11, 15.
Well, it's motor swaps. And
So I'm in this $1,570 so far, and it's pretty much done. That's not counting the Mega Squirt and stuff, because I had that stuff laying around. Yeah, that's all of the money I've spent on this car so far, which is more than I wanted to, but whatever.
So another thing at Roadkill, I don't think we've mentioned it all this year. There's something called the 3K Hoopty Challenge.
Well, this is in it.
And you run cars, everybody commits, like fastest wins all. It's a bracket race type thing. We're hoping to enter all the cars. My car is clearly nowhere near $3,000, but it's okay because it's a fan vote thing, audience.
I better hear you. Yeah.
I'm sure they watch this.
Yeah.
But they have a little bit of like grudge against non-domestic old cars. So I think we're gonna be okay.
Yeah, they literally, last year when we were there was like a brand new, not brand new, but like a decently nice G37 that pulled up, and they were like, I don't even know what it is, you're in. So I think we'll be fine. I wasn't actually meant to do all my time on that today, but since I got fancy boy parts, might as well put them on. So the turbo will be fed. I think Brandon's coming later, if he's not too sick, to finish the exhaust.
Happy New Year.
So we'll have an exhaust. Oh yeah, happy freaking 2020 to all you people out there. This is the first video for 2020, actually. Or maybe not. This will probably be like second or third.
The first video we're recording in 2020.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I got a question for you guys. We have a lot of shit, like in terms of cars, and a lot of unfinished projects. Would you guys like to see all of our projects in a video? And then see what we're hoping to get done this year?
Like our 2019 or 2020 goals.
Yeah, you guys know what year it is, Hamish.
Yeah.
But yeah, our goals for 2020, like what things we have and what we hope to finish this year. And then at the end of the year, we can look back and be like, we suck, or cool, we accomplished some things. Or would you rather them all just be a surprise as they come and we'll just keep everything a secret? Because I feel like a lot of you guys, we're not very good at this timeline shit and showing you things. And we are
timeline stuff, man.
timeline stuff. And we are the ultimate in the car ADD stuff. We're like, ooh, this project, we're gonna buy it, and then we're gonna buy shit for it, stuff for it, and
Man, we're not very good at this already.
and then we get all stoked on it. We're like, it's gonna be this cool build, and then a week later we find something else to buy. We're gonna make this the year that we're gonna try and not buy a bunch of more projects.
Don't overpromise, man.
I said try. Okay. And finish the things we have. If you would like to see the things we have, comment down below, and maybe we'll do a tour of everything that we actually own. It's been a while since we made a video on this car, but we made it back inside. So this is my 91 E30 318 sedan. It's a nice car. This was a video that we did on how to 24 valve swap an E30. It was not very
I wouldn't
informative.
even say that was a video, to be honest.
It was a video on the oil
More
pan.
like how to put an oil pan on.
Yeah, oil pan swap video and a little bit about the car. So it's back in the shop. We're gonna work on finishing it now. Aaron's awesome. I tried to make, come over here. I tried to make E36 coilovers work, E36 non-M coilovers work. I had this Fortunato set out of a TI that I got, and the stud pattern is different on the strut towers, and then also being these non-M, I didn't have caster adjustment either, so I couldn't get the wheel centered in the wheel well. So either way, I decided I'm done fighting it, trying to like find like little solutions to each problem along the way, and I just got the correct things. So Ground Control sells this kit. It is a E30 kit to mount to an E36 M3 knuckle. So the caster, everything is right, but then it also comes with these race plates, so you have camber and caster adjustment, so you can get the wheel centered however you want. So those are getting on. Transmission's getting in.
We're big fans of Ground Control here.
Ground Control is good stuff. So the car's actually going to sit right and fit. So it's in the shop. Aaron's working on getting it running. We got it to fire once. It sort of ran. We do a little bit of wiring fixes. I think we lost our ECU in this time and some other things. So it's going to be a little bit, but it's in here. Things are happening. I'm hoping to drive this car soon. All right. So it is time that we 5-lug the drift truck. Well, Will makes lots of noises.
Hey,
so
you do it to me all the time.
I enjoy it.
I know you do.
Both ways. I enjoy giving and taking, you too.
Yeah, he does.
So, this is an E36 subframe out of a non-M. So things that we will be using to convert the drift truck. Knuckles. Steering rack. I don't know if we're going to use these control arms or not. Maybe, because they're already bolted to this. But they're pretty much interchangeable with E30 stuff. We're a little concerned about the geometry, mainly caster, of the E36 non-M stuff in the E30. I had a little issues with this in my red E30 and ended up getting tired of it and just put E36M knuckles on it so I could center the wheel. But we're going to try a little harder on this one and we're going to make it work. So, how we're going to improve this. I don't know if you guys know this. E36 M3 brakes are big brakes, right? Everybody switches their non-M E36s to them, pays a bunch of money, and then they need an M knuckle so they can do all that.
You're so silly, internet.
Well, this is a Rusty, but this is an E46 330 rotor and caliper. Do you want to know what size they are? The identical size of an E36 M3. I don't know what size that is. I could look it up right now, but I don't need to. And the caliper spacing, the bolt spacing on the back is identical to the non-M E36s. So this is a bolt-on upgrade to get the exact same brakes of an E36 M3 without buying a knuckle. So
Half the price.
half the price, and there's a million of these in every junkyard. Anyway, so we're gonna put these brakes and rotors on these knuckles. And then, so we've already seen, I decided to put the ground control things and say whatever and done with that. So these are some Fortunato 500s for an E36 non-M that I purchased, and they've never actually been installed on a running car, but they've been installed on 2 different cars at this point, so they have 0 miles on them. We're gonna make these work with those knuckles on the drift truck. We'll come back to this once the drift truck's in here and Will's done with his Volvo. Hopefully we don't have to do an intervention on Volvo stuff, but we'll see.
Hey, at least your intervention on Audis was rapidly effective.
Anyway, the stud spacing for the top hat is different from E36 to E30. So, since we don't really care much about the drift truck in the cosmetic sense, I think we're gonna drill some new holes. And we might offset them slightly farther back to increase our caster. So, drift truck's hopefully gonna get coilovers tonight. I decided I'm not gonna put the brakes on it till it's on the car because it's just extra weight for me to try and put on a car. But as you can see, this is not an E30 drift truck. Will is still replacing struts. And actually, I should say he's thinking about not replacing the struts. So I don't know exactly what he's doing. Nothing has changed since the last time you saw me.
This car is broken.
All right, Volvo's gone. We disassembled stuff off this. We're ready to install stuff on this. This is the E36 rack, knuckles, control arms. We just no longer have a subframe between them. So, we're looking at the best way to do this. The Ziptie oil pan is right where the rack goes. So, I think we have to drop entire subframe, which will probably end up actually being easier.
Probably should wait till last to do this.
So, we could not get the steering rack out without dropping subframe. So we're dropping subframe. We got an engine bar up there holding the engine up so we can drop everything else without getting smushed.
You might be able just to let it droop. You know, poopy droopy.
If we just take it out and we can work on everything out there.
And do the struts.
Alright, well, let's get it out.
Do the coilovers and shit.
What you waiting on, boy?
So that's like number 1. Also, Will's trying to make metal stick together.
And I feel awkward on camera.
So we've got the E36 knuckles on here. We've got Will over here in the beanie. Sunshades, that's Will. And then E36 rack with the cooler swapped over. Mike's over in the welding chair.
A little shouty.
Jesus.
You're just blinding us over here, Will. We're trying to get the damn work done.
You just killed Mike.
We have replaced the steering rack. Basically everything except for the subframe that has to do with suspension on the front is completely different. This is all E36 stuff, every piece of it. I think the only thing I might continue to do, depending on what the caster looks like, is put some offset 95 M3 control arm bushings in, which basically just take this center point and move it either out or in, depending on what I need to do. Oh, and we're also doing coilovers, coily boys.
Where did those go?
The old Fortunatos sitting right there. So we're throwing those on. It honestly doesn't really need more suspension because, funny enough, the all aluminum LS1 is only 20 pounds heavier than the M20, so no big deal. Stock suspension would have handled it, but these are probably a little beefier and might help a little bit with energy transfer to the back wheels when I take off. So we'll see. Anyway, I'm putting control arms in. Chris is loosening engine mounts to get them to go into the right home. And here before too long, hopefully it'll be rolling and we can do some Bernies.
Need a bigger piece of cardboard.
We're gonna drill holes to make this car an E36 pattern.
Whoa, whoa, don't spill the booze!
Anyway, we're trying to decide if I want camber adjustment, which is, so this is camber going inwards towards the car. If this is the car, camber adjustment goes like this.
I don't have a problem with the
Caster adjustment goes like this. So it pushes your wheel forward or backwards or in or out.
So the way we're gonna do that is we're thinking about just drilling holes with this top hat at an angle.
Yeah, so I was thinking, do I want that boy? Do I want that boy? Or do I want both boys? You know?
This is the BMW tried and approved method of...
Do they mate? They look like they mate.
Actually, I don't know if that was working. Do that again. Oh, okay. Yeah, they're matey.
Okay, because this one's way easier to stamp than that one is. All right, are they different? Is it a triangle? Does anybody know?
Yeah, it's an asymmetrical triangle.
Isosceles.
Okay, so I was thinking it's equilateral triangle, I guess what I was asking.
It's not equilateral.
Okay. So,
Hashtag Denver Beer and Oil Tech Match.
Is there a truce triangle?
I need a tape measure.
I don't know if it's obtuse, but you're this is the number you use. That's cute. What is it? You're a cutie. Oh, like I'm 90 degrees tunnel.
All right, we're good. It goes like that. Coming down, drilling.
Yeah, I know.
The peanut gallery is alive and well today.
Oh yeah. It's always great fun to come and look.
I like peanuts. I don't have an allergy.
And we also adorned Will's car with a...
I like that little Christmas tree ornament.
And the living my best life.
I'll keep that little sucker. I'll keep it. You know? I'm just looking, man. Just let me look.
Okay, you look.
I'm educating my brain.
You're gonna see it after I drill it.
Whoa, I wanted to look at it before.
Look at it.
Would you just look at it?
Just look at this. Just
Look at
it. Look at this.
Look at this. Look at that.
that.
Okay, drill.
Please do not make a hole larger
This
than
looks
you need to
legit.
Polish camera plate.
Polish camera plate.
Polish camera.
Drill bit, drill. All right, where are we gonna put this? I'm thinking like right there looks good. Okay.
Oh. I've had some fun doing that before.
All right, we only missed it by one, and that hole is too small. I was like, it was good the last time we put it in.
That does not look right.
Look at those bad girls.
EX50. What's that shit they used to sell? Like,
God.
ripping nut, right?
Not really straight there.
They're never straight. They're always like a little bit weird.
Where's your car? Fucking straight. Like literally dead straight.
Well, I was
Car is literally straight perfect. Well, I know, but that was your guys' idea. You're gonna camber caster.
Yeah, we got camber caster.
We already got the caster. Now this is whatever is going on.
It's good.
Yeah.
Be good for making right-hand turns.
It's camber / caster adjustment.
It's like deep versus thin pizza.
It's money, dude. Fits.
It's fucking straight.
Oh.
It's still not close.
Shove it in there.
Wait, not fit.
Get the hammer.
If I waller out the factory hole, it'll fit.
So if you buy the wrong coilovers for your car, doesn't matter, man.
Fix it.
There are no wrong coilovers for your car.
Exactly.
There are no wrong coilovers.
One size fits all coilover.
Yep.
Ask Raceland.
Isn't that the max speeding rod thing?
ATF
The thing's not going.
Installed.
Okay. So I'm just gonna point out now what I was saying. The top hat isn't tightened to the pillow ball. So now you're at some really wonky angle and it might be hard to get in there and tighten those.
Why would it be hard?
Because they're like half covered by the strut tower. I'm going max hard. I'm hard now.
It's not something I ever wanted to do.
We got the brakes on.
Fixed it.
Everything's there. We're just trying to find wheels on it, but the caster still isn't set up right. If you look at it in the wheel well, it's super rearward. And when you put wheels on it, you don't get much clearance.
No clearance.
Also, we found out that Chris is a better installer of E36 coilovers on non-E36 cars.
I have more caster than Will does.
Yeah, he's slightly more forwards. He's like 3/4 of an inch, and Will's maybe an 1/8 inch on that side.
Spit out a large chunk of my knuckle. That was cool.
It's a chunky knuckle.
Did you just like roll the fender? By that I mean hit it with a hammer?
I don't know why that side looks like that. I don't know.
Look at the rear.
It's not that much. It's a little different. But not that much.
Oh, your camber.
Oh, you've got a different camber adjustment.
Yeah, it's like all the way in. Why is it so far? I gotta
that's
move
how
those
you-
fucking screws.
That's how. Yeah, you have to move the screws.
Shit. Think it's gonna stop?
Yeah, I think it's good. 5 look.
We shall see.
Race car E30.
5 lug boy front. All right, let's get these arms out.
What are the advantages of rearward camber, Chris?
Rearward caster.
Rearward caster.
The more your caster is backward, the easier turning is. That's about it. The lighter the steering will feel. That about is the only advantage. It's less stable. It's more susceptible to bump steer. Death wobble is a thing.
Okay, so Chris is good at dance moves. He just did some. The E30 is 5 lug swapped. It's all back together. The caster very majorly needs to be addressed, but it's got 5 lugs in the front, and that's cool. All right. Also, don't lower your cars, kids, or you get 14-point tickets and go to jail for 3 years. Don't be like Diego. Sorry, Diego. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for support. More subscribers every day. We love it. You're awesome. Thank you so much. Stay tuned for us to finish up the turbo car. Turbo car is going back together. Stay tuned to finish up the LS1 drift truck, going back together. Definitely stay tuned for the 440 Mopar, because that is going to be getting some serious work done on it. Thank you so much for your support. The more of you guys that get the word out, the more dumb shit we can do, and the more we can be entertaining.
It shoots flames now because it runs on 7 cylinders.
So obviously there's content for next episode. Stay tuned.